So one thing I wanted to talk about was the pure insanity, essentially, that went on in this Soul Awakening session. If we jump into game here and we take a look at these numbers here, as you guys know, the big up for grabs item is this SSS Awakening Resonance Crystal. 2 through 5 get the SSS, top 10 get an S tier or better, and then 11 through 20 gets plus A+. That's what we did last time this came around. This time went even crazier with these numbers. Good lord, the top 10 required 54,000 points, which is just disgusting to get an S tier or higher. Even top 20 wasn't as bad, but it was still higher than what we had last time. First place, 73,003. So if you want to know what that means, on average, you get 5.5 points on an Awakening, which is like an E plus D minus. It's like somewhere in that ballpark is 5.5. If you take that grand total at the top there and divide it, that means this person did 13,273 Awakenings. So honestly, if we just want to put it on average, I'd probably say, since the number's bigger, you probably get closer to like 6. I'd probably say divided by 6. That's like, it's still over 12,000 Awakenings. Now, that might not sound crazy at first, but if you multiply by the 100, that's essentially equivalent to 1.2 million contract starry gems, which is just absolutely crazy. What is beyond that, that a lot of people don't think about when they're going into this, is when you take a look at your hero bag can hold like 1,000 to maybe 2,000 depending on the spender, how big they've pushed their bag to, because of course you can continue buying this for 2,000 gems for every 5 heroes if you want. But remember, 12,000 heroes need to be awakened and retired. Now, even like us who have saved up, we got like 500 here, 89 here. Like, we haven't touched these in forever. I cannot imagine what it would take to get 12,000 hero copies to awaken, because not only does that, like, you have to have been saving this up a ton, you also need to be saving things like a crazy high amount, which I don't think I have any of right now. Cores of Transcendence, you need to be saving Cores of Transcendence up, because that's another way to get additional heroes, and that gets to be very pricey. So you can't even just like consider what the cost of this was in starry gems. You have to have all these other resources in order to just get hero copies. I mean, they probably even did like heroic summons, all this other stuff. Maybe they emptied out this bar. Like us, we have what, 273 heroes in this bar up here. We just have a ton of resources everywhere. It gets really crazy. And what's crazier even beyond that is when you're doing this number, you're probably hitting many A- and higher hero copies along the way, which kind of mitigates, I guess, some of that, especially if you get lucky and you hit like an S tier or higher during your actual Awakenings. I know JC did quite a few on this one, and he already hit like 4 or 5 A- heroes or better, which I'm wondering if this is JC. I wonder if he got top 5. J Ziggy Sauce. I feel like Ziggy's Red Army, everybody's putting Ziggy in their name because Ziggy probably funded so many black market trades for the top leaderboard here. Like Mike, everybody here probably went to like Ziggy or someone else in the black market trading to get their contract, or get their starry gems to then convert them into contract starry gems. But even top 5, 67,000. At least top 5 does get that SS stone, which is cool. And with it, you'll still notice if you come over to the auction house and you take a look at just the randomness, you'll see Karim copies, you'll see Valkyrie, Heartwatcher, and that's because they are literally awakening any possible hero. Tons of Krims. You guys want to build a Krim, this is the time to do it. ODO1, Faceless. Let's go to the lowest buyout prices here. So everything's stuck around 6,000. We got Ice Blinks, aka MKX Jump. We got Michelle's, ODO1's Mickey. This is going to be the craziest amount of hero copies we've probably ever seen here. And honestly, it's kind of interesting to see. Even some Transcendence heroes at A- are very, very inexpensive nowadays. It almost, you know what? I kind of want to look at the cheapest of all the heroes. Like, Aspen going for 10,000. That is crazy cheap. Mockman going for about 13, and that's mainly just because not as many people awakening Mockman. The new hero around 13 as well, which is interesting. We take a look at some of the light heroes like Vulcan, 14. So having these come around is actually really good because it really does keep the prices way down on heroes. Granted, there's a ton of them up here, so I don't know if people are really going to be going crazy on this. Even Betty, like Betty's one of the big ones, 13,000 for a giant killer. There's a lot of things up there, and even for me, I'm kind of hoping. I haven't actually checked. I haven't actually looked if there's any S tiers out there. No, it doesn't look like it. I really want to go for another S tier hero for my own account, and this type of event is usually one of the best ones for it because people are awakening like everything under the sun, which means they do hit things that are a little improper. But even if we take a look here, there's not many S tier heroes in general up for grabs, which is surprising. Yeah, we got like G-Ster, Yormtum. Man, that's even 5k less than I built my Yormtum for way back. But there's really no garbage heroes up here. It's surprising. Everything is S tier or better. Tons of Queen copies. There's occasional Vesa in here. Look at this. Look at that Vesa copy. I don't think it's going to sell anywhere near that, but it could. You never know. Honestly, out of everything on here, it seems like there's more queens than anything else. Look at the number of S tier queens, which is probably one of the most relevant hero copies to awaken to hope for an S tier, because, well, she just has really great value, and if you can get like a silence immunity or a horrify immunity, that can be really good going into something like Star Expedition. If you get twine immunity on it, it can be really solid as well. Stun immunity, giant killer is an interesting one. Silence immunity, this is a really good copy. Holy cow. This copy is kind of bonkers, just like the extra rolls on them. This is kind of nuts, but yeah, this has just been probably one of the craziest, and it leads me to believe that we're going to continue to still only get the B- stones from these Soul Awakening sessions, and beyond that, I mean, are we going to hit 100,000 sometime soon? The issue is, usually if you do one awakening session, unless you're like a crazy spender, you're not going to have enough for the next one that's coming out. Usually, like, and again, this has only been like 2 months. This is what we were used to, and the previous one took 4 months to get to us. Hoping it doesn't take another 4, because I still like seeing Soul Awakening sessions, mainly because it does make hero copies more affordable, because even the really cheap ones are probably easier to find, and I bet even like C tier copies are really good price right now to buy out and retire. Yeah, they're 1/3 the retirement value right now, which is just absolutely insane. I might just buy up a ton of these, and for my own account, finally invest in this statue here, because I feel like we're missing a ton of stats that could potentially be given. Because like you can see, there's like 800 stats there on ours. We're at what? Let's just go with attack, 64.7. If I take these stats out, we go down to 62.9. It is a lot of stats that this is adding, and I think maybe that would be the better use of our resources. Man, the muscle memory of where all these things are is just so bonkers for me now. It might be worth maxing some of these heroes out and just buying a ton of copies, so that is an option, and that is usually what's really good about the Soul Awakening session. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Let me know what you guys think. Absolutely bonkers leaderboard. I can't believe it went even higher this time, and next time it should go even higher. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. I'll see you guys next time.